Let's take a look at some of the new businesses opening up here in the Villages this summer. First off is Hooters. Hooters opened up a couple of weeks ago. It's been very busy, very popular for both men and women going in there. I've been in several times now, had lunch a couple of times with friends. It's a very nice place to eat, good food. I know some people have their objections to it because of their theming. You know, it's just a part of the ambiance, just like any other restaurant has its themes. Many people go there for their chicken wings, but they have a pretty wide menu, and it's all pretty good. My personal favorite, though, is the key lime pie. It is awesome. You have to try it if you haven't tried it. It's right up there with the Zanzibar chocolate ice cream. Right next to Hooters, going in, is another Dunkin' Donuts. It's been moving very slow, although I did drive by it yesterday, and it seems they've picked up their pace a little bit. I would expect by late September, it'll be open. Through the first half of this video, I'm going to be showing you the businesses that have just recently opened or that will be opening in the next few weeks here in the Villages. And the second half of the video, I'll focus on those areas in the southern part of the Villages that are under construction. This is the new Villages golf cart store in Eastport. It's finally opened up. You can see they've got storage for golf carts on the roof and quite a bit of inventory in the showroom. I'll show you some more inside shots in just a few minutes. One of the other things that happened when this store opened was that the Magnolia golf cart store closed. Here you can see the ramp leading up to the roof so that the inventory doesn't take up valuable parking spaces. And here is the gas pumps that just opened up behind the golf cart store. As we rotate around, we'll fly to the north and look at the sales office. If you're watching this, the sales office is probably already opened. There's people working in there already, getting ready to start business. In conjunction with this, they're also shutting down the Sawgrass Grove and Everglades sales offices. You can see the green fence that they've put up on the left side. That's to keep people from going beyond the sales office into the commercial areas that aren't quite open yet. This large open area that's being used as a laydown yard is where a grocery store is going. No, it's not Publix. I'm sorry, I was wrong when I said that before. Here we can see all the courts and outdoor recreation area that they're previewing this week to the public. These will be opening up in the next couple of days for public use. No dates have been announced yet for the actual opening of the Olympia Recreation Center and the rest of the areas of Eastport. Here's a look inside the new showroom for the Villages golf carts. They've got a lot of nice looking carts here. They did have one thing that caught my eye. It's this sticker coming up. This is for a 4-forward golf cart, $29,000, and it's a 2023 refurbished. That means used golf cart. Ouch. This is the new Costco that's opening this week. A lot of controversy about it. Many people are upset because of the traffic it's going to cause. It's amazing. They scream they want it, but as soon as they decide where they're going to put it, well, then everybody thinks it's in the wrong spot. You can't have everything, folks. The retailers get to decide where they build, not the residents. Interestingly, though, if you live in the southern part of the Villages, the new area around Eastport and Middleton, it actually takes just the same amount of time to get to the Claremont store as it does to this one. The only difference is you're probably not going to end up in a traffic jam going to the northern one, unlike on the turnpike where one little accident and you can be backed up for an hour or more on the turnpike. So Wednesday morning, August 6th at 8 a.m., the store opens up officially for business. However, the gas station has been open for a couple of weeks now, and the gas prices are actually pretty good. I'm staying away for a couple of weeks, though, until the crowds die down.
Let's be honest, Florida retirees love their grandkids, but they don't want to give up their beautiful bonus room all year round. With a top-quality Murphy bed from Murphy Bed & Office, now they can have their cake and eat it too. Our Murphy beds pull down in seconds and retract the same easy way. Murphy Bed & Office, best quality, best service, best warranty, made in the USA.
This is the new Target on County Road 466A. It's right next to the Lowe's. It's opening August 17th. Right now, they're in stocking the shelves and doing employee training. It's been interesting watching the different businesses open in Trailwinds Plaza in the last 8 years. The first one to open in January of 2018 was right across the street. It was Lowe's, followed by ABC Liquor, and then a host of other stores. A lot has changed in this area of Wildwood. Originally, the Villages wanted to develop this, but the city of Wildwood didn't like the Villages' plans, so they shot it down. The Barclay Group came in and started their development, and it's been pretty successful. There's quite a few businesses now open in this area. This used to be just one big large open field, and there was a huge wooded area down by the Beaumont development where Panda Express and 2 sets of apartments or townhouses are built. It takes a long time for commercial development to come in after the homes are built. Up on 466, where Costco is opening this week, that area was started over 20 years ago, and yet they're still building today, and there's still room for more construction of new businesses in that area. This is Harry and the Natives on Lake Okahumpka near the Okahumpka Recreation Center. This was taken about 10 or 12 days ago, and they have made a tremendous amount of progress since. The building is basically done. They're waiting on their certificate of occupancy. Once they get that, they can start their training. And they're talking about opening sometime this month, the month of August, for business. It should be an interesting addition to the area. It's located about a mile south of the Brownwood area, just north of the village of St. John's. The patio and boardwalk area will connect directly with the boardwalk area of the Okahumpka Recreation Center. In fact, I believe there's 3 different connections where it allows you to go from one area to the other. I've been out on the boardwalk area that's part of the Okahumpka Recreation Center many times, and I can tell you without a doubt that this is a natural wetlands area, and it has many of the things that go along with natural wetlands area, like lots of bugs, snakes, and of course this is Florida, so there's plenty of alligators in the water. So just be prepared. Hopefully Harry and the Natives is taking the necessary steps to put some bug control on their deck for outside eating. Otherwise, it's not going to be a lot of fun. Okahumpka is a natural lake, and at its deepest, it's only about 10 or 12 feet deep. It's very clear, as you can see all the growth below the surface, but as you can see, there is a tremendous amount of growth on the surface of Lake Okahumpka. As I get closer to the 2 buildings, you can see the interconnecting boardwalks between Harry and the Natives and the Okahumpka Recreation Center. This is the new assisted living facility that's being built at the east end of Trailwinds Plaza, just to the west of the Sand Hill Executive Course and just south of the village of St. James. As I understand it, it'll have about 200 units and its own set of amenities, including its own theater or performing arts area at the back end of the building. I'll show you that in just a second as we move around the back side. Many of the units on the outward-facing sections of the building have patios or balconies for the tenants that live there. This small section at the back of the building with the 6 high beams used to hold up the roof is that theater or performing arts area I was talking about. There's also a couple of 1-story outbuildings that are parking garages for the tenants who have cars that will be living there. This is the new Walmart that's under construction at Morse Boulevard and 44. It's coming along quite well and is expected to open sometime in the fall. We'll fly over and take a look at the gas station as it's coming along quickly also. Of course, there's lots of complaints about the traffic. It's funny, when they first started talking about building Costco, everybody said it should be built farther south. Well, now they're building a Walmart farther south, and they're complaining about the traffic. And of course, they're complaining about the traffic that's supposed to happen with Costco. Where did they want to build either of these? Because this is definitely farther south. I know where they wanted it built. Not in my backyard. A typical answer for somebody who really doesn't understand how businesses work and how they choose the location they're going to build. They want it to be convenient for them. They just don't want to be inconvenienced by it. 2 additional traffic lights, one on Morse Boulevard and one on 44, are scheduled to go in to support this new Walmart to help ease the traffic issues. This new Walmart will be a welcome addition for those living in the southern end of the Villages. They won't have to go as far as 466 to get anything they need from Walmart. The thing is, the store had to be built where there was an existing customer base, because new businesses need customers. As I've said many times before, if you build it, they will come is a failure for a business plan. This is the 7-Eleven being built at the corner of US 301 and Warm Springs Avenue. It's about 2 or 3 months away from completion. It's a much-needed business in this portion of the Villages. Currently, if you live in this area of the Villages and you need gas, you have to either go into Coleman, where US 301 takes its turn south, or you have to go all the way to Magnolia Plaza. This will be great for the cars, but unfortunately, this will not be golf cart accessible. This smaller building is the car wash for this 7-Eleven. If you're building a home in Oak Hollow or Edenfield and you need someone to watch the construction for you, contact me through my website, goldwingnut.com, and sign up for one of my photo-video packages. I've nearly 20 years of experience in the construction industry as a project manager, so I'm not just taking pictures like some do. I'm watching your build with a trained eye to help ensure everything is done right. Let's face it, we're not as young as we once were. Climbing those old-fashioned attic stairs to get the Christmas decorations down or to stow those family treasures is just too dangerous. Majic Stairs is the safer alternative. Real steps with safety rails at a safer angle and safety rails in the attic provide the safest attic access available. Having troubles getting things to and from the attic? The Majic Attic Lift can be there to help. Designed by Villages resident Ron Berner, every Majic Stairs and Majic Attic Lift is custom built in their Ocala, Florida factory and installed by their technicians. Why take chances? For less than the cost of one emergency room visit, you can have Majic Stairs installed in your home. Majic Stairs, the safer, more convenient alternative. This is the Encompass Health Rehabilitation Hospital. It's not a regular hospital, it's a long-term rehab hospital. It's located at the corner of Warm Springs Avenue and Megacin and the Florida Turnpike. It's scheduled to open up in the next month or so, according to what was printed in the newspaper. This is the first of 2 phases of this rehab hospital. All total, there will be approximately 80 beds available in this facility when both phases are complete. You can see they've got a courtyard for the patients to relax in and enjoy the outside air. As I said, this is a rehabilitation hospital. It's not the regular hospital that we've been hearing about for many years now that's scheduled to be built at the intersection of County Road 470 and the Florida Turnpike. When that's going to be built is still unknown, as is who will be the service provider for this hospital. That's still unknown also. This is the Wawa that's being built at the corner of 466A and Powell Road/462. It's been in this state for several weeks now. They're working inside, but it's not clear when they're going to be opening. There's been no movement that indicates it's anytime soon, other than what we can see on the outside with the pumps being ready to go. But we haven't seen anything as far as trucks to move in merchandise and things like that. We'll see. We'll keep tracking it. Recent public filings have shown this, Building 15 in Middleton. This is going to be a grocery store according to the filings. This is the layout of it. Some key things to take away from it. At the top is a pharmacy. At the bottom is a second store, which is probably a liquor store. And then the parking islands where the cart returns are. There's only one store that builds them like this, and that's Publix. While no dates have been announced, this clearly indicates it's on the very near horizon. So that wraps up many of the new businesses that'll be opening this summer here in the Villages. There's also more coming, like Portillo's opening up in Middleton on the 12th. Coming in from the left is the east end of Central Parkway, and going off to the north is McNeil Drive that's being constructed and eventually will connect up by the Bexley Bridge. We'll rotate around and we look to the west, and we can see a lot of work going on in the lower portion of CDD 16. We're going to rotate around and we're going to head south now on McNeil Drive, which is to our left. You can see the new fire station on our left. That's Fire Station 49. It's scheduled to open up in the next month or so. As we head farther south, you can see a lot of work happening in the southern part of CDD 16. We'll zoom in a little bit and you can see a little bit farther, and you can see that there's quite a few retention ponds, and there's going to be several golf courses built in this area. So obviously it takes quite a while to build a new area. I would not expect to see anything new for CDD 16 to start coming on the market until at least after the New Year's. Now, I don't know what this open area is. It's some sort of structure. I guess we'll see soon enough, but it's still quite a ways away. Here's the new fire station again. Again, it's got 4 bays, so it's a big fire station. It's not a headquarters. I spoke to Chief Tweese about that. He says maybe sometime soon they'll have space and they'll build a new headquarters south. It's on the agenda, but that's still a few years down the road, probably. I'll head to the east now and go down 470 that's being built and expanded to 4 lanes. As we get across to this unfinished section, you can see there's a multimodal tunnel that's already been built. This goes on. Eventually it'll connect up to the rest of 470, which will all be expanded into 4 lanes, as well as Central Parkway's rerouting. We'll turn back around now and head to the west and fly over what used to be 470. Looking back, I've been at this about 8 years doing these construction update videos for you, and I'm still amazed when I see all the work going on. This represents hundreds of millions of dollars worth of investment by the developer's family, and a faith that their product is going to continue to build and last. In the 8 years that I've been doing this, they've built nearly 30,000 homes, and over 50,000 people have moved to the Villages. It's an incredible accomplishment, and it probably won't stop for at least another 20 years, just based on the land they have now. Contrary to what some might want you to believe, I have no business or financial ties to the developer. In fact, most of my interactions with the developer have been at the opposite end of the extreme, as they have tried to stop me from talking about the things I find in public records and showing them to you. This is the intersection of Bexley Trail and Marsh Bend Trail, and the work going on in that part of CDD 16. This is farther to the west of where we were just at. You can see 2 of the golf courses are under construction and coming along quite well. This is the Beautyberry, and I think it's called Huckleberry Executive Golf Course. I could be wrong on the name. My apologies. My projection is that this area will come up for sale sometime after the New Year's. That's based on the number of lots and homes to be sold yet in CDD 15, in Edenfield, LaGrange, and Lakeview. As I rotate the aircraft around and head more towards the south, you can see that they're starting to put in the road beds for the residential streets. The other thing that you can see is that these golf courses are laid out with the holes end to end instead of being folded upon each other like some of the northern golf courses are. Between this layout and the large size of the retention ponds, there's going to be a large number of view sites in this area for homeowners to purchase and do their custom builds. But these view sites won't be limited to just the custom builds. There are several areas where you can see the layouts for courtyard villas and veranda homes along the golf courses and retention ponds. The light area in the lower corner of this intersection is where the Mustang Recreation Center is going to be. This is Marsh Bend Trail that we're crossing over. This area of the road is not yet open. We'll continue to fly to the west and southwest, over the stockpile yards, and we continue on over the pole barn and maintenance area for the off-road construction equipment. This area is still several years away from construction and home building starting on it. Will this be CDD 17 or CDD 18 or 19? It's hard to say. Along the right-hand side of the screen is Bexley Trail as it continues on to the southwest. The light area in the middle of the screen is where a 225-foot cell tower is going to be built and a golf maintenance area to support the championship golf course that will be built south of the Shallow Creek Championship course. The heavy rainfall and warm summer weather that we've had has really made the Shallow Creek Championship course very lush and green. All the information I'm providing about this area that might be CDD 17 or above is all based on early construction documents and is of course subject to change as the developer sees the need to change the design of the community.
So we all know when people move into their homes, especially in Florida, we're limited for storage space. So what we do is we come in and help create storage space by maximizing what is currently available in their kitchens and their closets and other rooms. So a few of the things that we really pride ourselves on is communication with the customer, and our attention to detail is second to none. If you're looking to transform your kitchen, closet, or any other space in your home, give us a call or check out our website to book an appointment.
This is starting out just to the northeast of Eastport and the Farragut ball fields as we head to the north. You can see there's many large retention ponds here, especially this one with the two triangular ones with a path dividing it. That's interesting. This is still in the very early stages of construction development. They're actually starting to put in the big underground utilities, the storm drains and things like that. But this is still easily another year or more away for any consideration of homes being built. In other words, don't wait on this area to make your decision to buy a home. It's still years away. Running through this area will be the Meadows Championship Golf Course. This will be a 27-hole golf course according to the plans, and it'll be located in most of the white areas that you see on the map in the lower left corner of the screen. And it will, just like the other areas, wind through the development, providing for lots of view lots for custom-built homes. This is following along the roadbed for Corbin Trail, as it'll eventually be extended out towards McNeil Drive for a second time crossing it. Current drawings show Sandy Hill is on the right and Green Grove Hill is on the left. That's the name of the two villages that are going into this area. You can see the turnpike way off in the distance, and that building that you see, the round one, is actually a water storage tank and well that supplies this area. Again, this is still in the very early stages of construction. They're putting in the deep underground utilities, which is the storm drains and the piping systems that interconnect the retention ponds. So it's still going to be at least another year or so before we see anything seriously interesting happening in this area. On the ground, the black pipes you see are the storm drains. The light green ones are potable water. And if you see purple ones, those are reclaimed water that's used for irrigation. We're coming up now on Central Parkway, and we'll parallel this a little bit along the way. Again, you can see the very large retention ponds that they've put in. They got a couple of small ones, but most of them are much larger than what we're used to seeing north of 44. Why the big retention ponds? Well, there's a couple of reasons. One, obviously they hold more, but they don't take the level changes that we see a lot of in the smaller retention ponds. Also, overall, they're cheaper to build and maintain because there's normally only one piping connection to each retention pond. Bigger ponds mean less ponds, which means less piping and valves and things like that. So it's a much simpler build and much more cost effective. It also yields more and better view sites for homes. We're coming up now on Eastport and the Farragut ball fields. This is starting out at the south end of the Bexley Bridge that crosses the turnpike. This is the far north end of CDD 16. The area we're flying over is where the Meadows golf course is going to be. This is also another one of those golf courses where the holes are laid out end to end, which gives it a much more meandering course, which yields more view lots for sale eventually when the properties go up for sale. It also yields a larger buffer zone to help disperse the sound from the turnpike, unlike some of the areas in Monarch Grove, Linden, and DeLuna. This area that looks like a tongue sticking out into this retention pond, it's hard to tell its size yet, so I can't tell whether it's going to be like a cul-de-sac with homes or if that's going to be the green for one of the golf courses. I think the latter, but it's still too early to tell. Up ahead, we can see some of the retention ponds again, where the residential properties will be built around. We're looking at this split one again. It's still hard to tell whether that's intentional or unintentional as a crossing between those two ponds. It's hard to say. About 10 days ago, I did run into Mr. Azell, the designer of all the Villages golf courses, and he is very excited about the Meadows golf course. He says it's going to be a great course, a lot of interesting holes, so I'm kind of looking forward to seeing this one. He seemed really excited about it when I spoke to him. Once again, you can see the many large retention ponds that have been built in this area. You got to remember, 5 years ago, none of this had started. This was all just open pasture land. There was a few trees. They kept a lot of them. But other than that, it was flat and not much here. Just a bunch of cows. And of course, we all know where they ultimately ended up. We'll fly back over to Bexley Trail and into Edenfield and take a look at Edenfield and the Oak Hollow Golf Course.
Hi, I'm Jeff Monash with Village Air Filters. Are you tired of wasting money on throwaway paper air filters? I can save you money with my lifetime permanent washable air filters. Just buy it once and never buy another air filter again. Rinse it out and then just slide it right back in. My filters are custom made in the US and they have a lifetime warranty. Give me a call at 352-388-1230 or visit my website at villageairfilters.com.
The lots on the right recently went up for sale and were snatched up very quickly along this section of the Oak Hollow Golf Course. Several sections now of Edenfield have been put on the market and more are scheduled to come up in the next few weeks. We'll fly north now up to the Saint-Tropez Rec Center on McNeil Drive, take a quick look at that, and then we'll follow Corbin Trail all the way down to the Woodlands Clubhouse and then into the village of LaGrange and then back up into Edenfield. This is the Saint-Tropez Recreation Center. It opened up a couple of weeks ago. It's very pretty inside, as one would expect from the villages. They always do a nice job in decorating. Some of them are a little over the top, I'll admit. Like Franklin is just a little too much watermelon for me. This is now Corbin Trail. These are courtyard villas that have been built, and I believe some of them have already been sold. This entire southern section of the village of Wellpoint and the rest of Oak Hollow are under construction, and things are going at a blistering pace. If you're building a home in Oak Hollow or Edenfield and you need someone to watch the construction for you, contact me through my website, goldwingnut.com, and sign up for one of my photo video packages. I've nearly 20 years of experience in the construction industry as a project manager, so I'm not just taking pictures like some do. I'm watching your build with a trained eye to help ensure everything is done right. That was the Woodlands Clubhouse and Blanchard Recreation Center you just saw. Now we're flying over the village of LaGrange. This is still probably 2, maybe 2.5 months away before they start selling in it. And as you can see, many of the lots in LaGrange will also be view lots on the golf course and water. While the first 9 of the Woodlands Championship course is kind of folded on itself, this second 9 is once again that meandering layout of end-to-end holes, which yields a lot more view sites for homeowners to purchase on. Here's another look at the Blanchard Recreation Center under construction and right next to it is the Woodlands Championship Golf Course Clubhouse. As we turn around, we'll get a nice view of the rest of the village of LaGrange as we head back to Eastport for the final segment of this video. This is the first and 10th hole of the Woodlands Championship Golf Course. And coming up is the LaGrange Neighborhood Recreation Center and Pool that's under construction. Now we're going to fly over to the Farragut Ball Fields. The Farragut Ball Fields and the rest of the recreational areas will be open for preview this week, and then on the 11th, they'll open up all the outdoor recreation areas, obviously except for the pool and a few other things, for resident use. This is the boathouse and the children's play area. I'd like to take this moment to thank my sponsors. Their support is really essential for making these videos possible. Please support my sponsors as they support me. We'll take a flight around the waterfront area now. Eastport is still a couple of months from opening. However, on Monday the 11th, the outdoor recreation facilities, as well as the sales office, will be opening up. This is the sales office. It's absolutely gorgeous inside, and it has a coffee shop called Portside Coffee that will be open to the public. They've also just announced 2 new businesses going in, a restaurant called Taco Tequila and a coffee shop called Lucky Goat Coffee. This is the stage and live entertainment area, and as we rotate to the right, coming into view is the Eastport Hotel. They've also just announced that in the Eastport Hotel, there will be a Greek-themed restaurant called Yamas and an ice cream shop called Sundays. Be sure to catch my live broadcast every Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock at youtube.com/goldwingnut. In the background, you can see the driving range and its parking lot has all been cleaned up, and they've put up a fence to keep you out of the construction area. My understanding is that this driving range is going to be opening very, very, very soon, and that the Bel Air Executive Golf Course is not far behind it. Our final leg for this video will be a flyover of Sunset Island to take a look at how it's progressed, and then we'll fly down the 1-kilometer lake to look at it before we call it a day. Once again, I'll ask to please support my sponsors, and if you need somebody to watch your house being built, be sure to reach out to me at goldwingnut.com. Eastport is definitely going to be one of the crown jewels of the Villages, and I, like many others, am looking forward to it opening in the next couple of months. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. As always, I implore you to seek out the good things in life and live life to its fullest. Life is too short, power is fleeting, physical beauty lasts but a short while. All those who live long enough will too also become weak and very vulnerable at some point. Let us be humble, help the sick, help the weak, the vulnerable, and most of all remember that one day we too will exit the stage. I'm Don Wiley. Have a great day.